Hello, thanks for taking the time to come check out my videos on my website and to learn more about my campaign for Brainerd School Board. I really appreciate you doing your homework before you go and vote for all of the great candidates that we have this year for the school board. This video is in response to a question that I got via email just yesterday, and the question that the person sent me was really the most simplistic one I've gotten to date. It was simply, why are you running? And I thought, well, that's on my website. And then I actually looked at my website and I looked at the Facebook page. And what I realized was I've never really taken the time to just in a few words, or what passes for a few words with me, talk about exactly why I chose to run for school board at this time. So that's what this video is about. So first and foremost, there are two main reasons that I chose to run for school board. The first one is to repay a debt. I have a huge debt of gratitude and experience to the Brainerd Lakes area. It could reasonably be argued that pretty much everything that I have in my life, and it's a good life, has been a direct result of having grown up in this area and lived in this area. So what do I mean by that? Well, I grew up on a farm, not awfully far outside of Brainerd in Pillager. Went to kindergarten through 12th grade in that area. I went to college here. I met my future wife here. I married her. And 31 years later, here we are. I also owe my whole financial services career to this area as well. I came back here, moved back in 2000 from Atlanta. I'm not really sure what to do with my life. I was kind of at a turning point, a crossroads, if you will, and I was lucky enough to get a job at Universal Pensions. I worked there for 18 years, and it has rewarded me from a career perspective beyond my wildest imagination at the time I started there back in 2001. So it's really hard to look at my life and see anything in my life that doesn't have some direct tie to being a native of this area, having lived in this area, and owing pretty much everything I've got to this area. So I want to pay that debt back, and I wanted to do that by sharing my talents and experiences with the community through some sort of service. And as I look at the school board, I feel like that's the best fit given the things that I think I can do there. And that leads directly to the second point. So what do I want to do when I'm on the school board and why I'm running? I believe that because I've lived all over the country and traveled all over the country for my work, that it's given me a very unique set of experiences that have blended really well with some of my natural talents, and I think a lot of that could come into play and be very useful blending into the other personalities and skill sets that we have on our school board today. To be clear, I do not think we have a bad school board today. I don't think that me running for school board is in any way an indictment of the 6 fine people that we have serving the community today to the best of their abilities. That's not what this is about. What I do think is that we have a lot of similar personalities on the school board, and that somebody like me could come in and put a lot of new wrinkles and a lot of new viewpoints and perspectives based on my experience outside of the area, coupled with my knowledge of how this area kind of works based on having grown up and lived here most of my life. And then last, it's passion, right? Ask anybody that knows me. Some of you know me. That's a good bet, Brainerd being what it is, that anybody watching this in the Brainerd Lakes area knows somebody that also knows me. So find that person and ask them, what do you think of Kevin? I think most of them, if you ask them to boil me down, pardon that expression with boils, to one attribute, the attribute that would stand out most among all the people that know me, especially those that know me really well, is that I never do anything halfway. I'm either in or I'm out. I don't just piddle along and try to, muck my way through something. If I choose to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to learn how to do it and become better at it than I was before, and hopefully better at it than anybody else is. But I don't think school board is something you just get better at than somebody else. I think we need 6 unique people on that board to bring and blend all these different abilities and talents and experiences together to create a more forward-looking board, a more proactive board, a more transparent board, and a board that does a little better job of working with the community when we're asking you in the community to step up and help us, whether that's financially or through any other sort of contribution of time or effort or whatever. It's not that I think we do a bad job of doing that, it's that I think sometimes we sort of take the people in this area for granted because we have such stand-up people in this area. I think I know what I'm talking about there because I've lived in 11 different states. And, so we have some unique challenges. I've experienced some challenges in other places that I've been. When I was on a school board committee in San Jose, California, when I lived there, one of the biggest challenges we had was that we had parents in one part of the school district, parents at home that spoke 11 different languages that we knew of. And a lot of them didn't speak English, and we had to figure out how to engage the community there. Obviously, we don't have issues like that here in the Brainerd Lakes area. Our issues are a little more subtle and a little more different, but they require no less collaboration and no less, let's say, forward-thinking methodologies, coupled with a desire to maintain, value, and protect the traditional values that a lot of the people in our community have. That's quite a balancing act, but I think I have the personality, the experience, and the knowledge to balance all of those things and really be a good ear on that school board, whether you're a diehard conservative or a diehard liberal or something somewhere in between like me. I think I've got a handle on how to listen to you and how to at least do our best to make sure that every voice is heard and every viewpoint is valued and represented as much as possible. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the school board with my run, and that's why I chose to run. I think I can make a difference in this community, and I think I owe it to this community to try to make a difference. So I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I thank you for voting whenever you vote, whether that's early voting or election day. And I'm not telling you to vote for me. I'm telling you to do your homework about 8 candidates and pick the 3 that you feel will do the best job. And hopefully one of those will be me. I can't tell you exactly what I'll do when I get on there. All I can do is I'm going to give it everything I've got and do everything I can to make sure that everybody is fairly represented and that we create the best schools, the best jobs for our teachers, and the best return on the investment of the taxpayer dollars that our school district is given to work with. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.